Cross-examination continues in the Durban Solid Waste Unit corruption trial at the Durban High Court. Mbuso Ngcobo, City Integrity Investigative Unit head, is still on the stand, and Karinda Jagmohan has stepped out of those proceedings very quickly for us to give us an update. Hello, Karinda.
Hello, Dudu. Well, the cross-examination of Mbuso Ngcobo continues. It's going to be a long cross-examination. This is going to be a long trial. So today, Mbuso Ngcobo is speaking to Advocate Jay Naidu, who is the legal representative for Zandile Gumede and some of the other suspects. And he's explaining to Advocate Naidu, or he's explaining to the court rather, the process that one undertakes when an investigation comes to his office. So Mbuso Ngcobo, I'll remind you, he is the head of eThekwini's City Integrity and Investigations Unit. In 2018, he received an anonymous complaint about irregularities at the Durban Solid Waste Unit regarding a multi-million rand tender that, of course, this corruption trial revolves around. So he says that when a complaint is taken to his office, an assessor looks at the complaint and writes a report on it. That report is then given to the assessor's manager, who passes that report to the supervisor. Then a quality assurance team, which is a panel of lawyers, looks at this report to ensure that there's no malicious intent in the allegations being made, but indeed it is looking at alleged irregularities or fraud within the municipality. Finally, that report is signed off by the deputy, and then it goes to the head of the unit, Mbuso Ngcobo. Now, that was the process Ngcobo says is usually followed when a complaint reaches his office. However, the defense is questioning how this particular complaint was handled. So this complaint came to his office on the 7th of March 2018 at about 10 to 4 in the afternoon, just almost towards the end of the close of business for the day. The assessor who took that anonymous complaint and wrote a report also signed off on the relevant processes in terms of what a senior manager would sign off. So the assessor did his own background check on that same report, and the defense is questioning why there wasn't any further background checks by the senior managers, by the supervisors, as is the normal protocol. Ngcobo is trying to defend himself here, saying, well, they do work long hours, and usually those reports are not written down but discussed within meetings, and then discussed as well with a panel of lawyers before it comes to his office to sign off and assure that that report can then be taken to further forensic investigations. So it's a lot of nitpicking right now on what Ngcobo has to say about how his handling of this particular complaint in terms of what came to his office, especially because the defense is trying to see whether or not he followed the correct processes when this anonymous complaint about alleged fraud came to his office. Because if they find that he didn't, or if they raise doubt on whether the correct processes were followed, then that complaint would be under question here at the court. And that is the same complaint that ultimately led to a criminal case being opened in relation to this DSW tender and the investigations and trial that culminated to what we see today. So Dudu, this cross-examination is continuing towards the rest of the afternoon. We adjourned very briefly because Ngcobo was asked to source documents from his office just to look at minutes of meetings that happened where this complaint was discussed, the reports were discussed, to ensure that the important protocol, the procedures that were supposed to be followed, were indeed followed. So we're waiting for those documents, and if he does bring it to the court on time, there will be perusal of those documents, and we'll continue with cross-examination. It's a long-winded series of events that are happening here, but this is how this multi-million rand corruption trial is going to unfold, not just this month, but over the next year at least, because of the volume of evidence, of witness testimony that then various defense lawyers are going to nitpick, just as they have been doing now. An argument about one particular point can take up to 5 to 10 minutes in this case, because the defense is really trying to prove beyond reasonable doubt that their clients are actually innocent in what has been happening. So they're trying to pick at the witness testimony to raise doubt about what the witnesses are saying. I'll give you another update about what's happening so far here by this afternoon.
Looking forward to it. Karinda Jagmohan, thank you very much.